Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Zone In with Akesi. I'm very excited today because of the topic we're going to discuss. Now, this topic is mainly asked by people who are considering marriage, those who have gotten into marriage, and probably those who have failed marriages. And the question is, do we ever find the ideal partner? Is that person an ideal person for me? Will I ever find a match made for me? And these are some of the troubling questions that people ask themselves. And today I'm going to attempt to address the question and also, tell you how I chose my partner and my experience so far. So let me quickly just remind you that this page is dedicated to sharing experiences, mainly mine and those of others. If you want to share your experience with us, you can email me on ranstina.yankee@gmail.com, or you can send us a direct message on our Instagram page at Zone In with Akesi, as displayed on your screen. Okay, so thank you so far, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Okay, I have jotted some points down because this is a very important one, and I'll just quickly take you through what I have jotted down. Okay, the first thing is that I went on Google to sort of get a definition for what ideal means. Okay, and this is what I gathered, that when ideal is used in a sentence, it refers to a model of something perfect or without equal. It also describes the ultimate standard for excellence or something that exists as an idea only. Okay, so that means if you're looking for a partner, an ideal partner, that person should be perfect. That person should have the ultimate standard for excellence. He or she will be without equal. And I would also name the person as the creme de la creme of humans. In this context, I want to say that partner, when I say partner, I would refer to, marriage. So for the purposes of this discussion, when I mention partner or potential partner, we are talking about marriage, okay? All right, so now the question, with the definition in mind, looking at a perfect person, someone whose excellence is top-notch and without equal, do you ever think you'll find such a person? My answer to you is no, never. You will not find anyone who is perfect for you. You will not find anyone who is so excellent and without equal. You will not. Why do I say so? I say so because as human beings, we are imperfect. We are so imperfect and fallible that we ourselves strive every day to make it. We try every day to be better versions of ourselves. So why are we looking for perfect beings to coexist with? Why are we looking for perfect beings to sort of be in a relationship with? So the first thing that I would outline is to get a stress-free and alone time, a paper and a pencil, and just jot down the qualities of people that excite you and those that put you off. So make a list. That is what I'm saying. The first point is to make a list. You always do the pros and the cons. So for me, for any big decision that I have had to make, I always try to do the pros and the cons of what I should get into or what I'm getting myself into. So this particular one is no exception. Choosing a partner, I sat down and I did the pros and the cons. I was at a point where every time anybody will start talking to me, I will start checking my list and making sure whether they had the criteria. It helped that I had a list, and then I was checking and ticking off, and I realized that I wasn't getting anybody or people who actually even got 30% of my list, you know. So yes, it helped. The second thing that you should always do is to keep an open mind, okay, when dealing with potential partners. Go in with little or no expectations. So I told you in the first point that I started checking my list at every point in time. I was just trying to make sure that this person would take my box, this person would take my box. And so it made me be on the edge all the time. But this second point, now I realize that, listen, sit back, relax, talk to people, have conversations, go out on dates. Don't involve your emotions too much, but just get to know the people. And that was my saving grace. I realized that I had now, taken my mind off, serious relationship. I'm looking for a partner, I'm looking to settle down. And it is when you are not looking that you actually find. Take it from me. So number 3, you should make a smaller list out of the first list that you have made. It helps that you have a standard, because that is what you're looking for. You look at the list critically and see what you can live without and things that you cannot live without. I wanted a tall, slim, dark man. Now I got the dark. I got the somewhat tall, but I didn't get the slim. Now I was thinking, does it really matter to me? Like, does he being slim surpass the fact that he is hardworking, he's respectful, he's loving? Like, does it surpass it? If it doesn't, you take it off the list. So in number 3, you shrink your list to the most important parts, the ones that you cannot do without or you can do without. Keep those ones on your list, and it is very, very important. Now, number 4, don't review your full list. So there's a tendency of you meeting the person and you start dating or you start getting to know each other, and you start discussing things deeper and deeper, and then you realize that you start giving off everything. Okay, I don't want a person who puts his hand in his mouth and picks his teeth and all that. I don't like those things. I don't like that. I don't like this. I don't like that. So before you could say Jack, it's either you scare the person away. Maybe you can actually do without it, but because you have mentioned it, now the person tiptoes around you because that is actually who they are. Also, when you do that, your partner, your potential partner, is also able to, pretend. If the person really wants you, they can pretend or hide that kind of behavior till they get married to you, and that's where they lay everything at your feet, and then that's where the surprises and the shocks come in. So I would say that allow for things to happen. Yes, by all means, say the most important ones. That is why you have shrinked your list to the very important ones. So lay those at the table. Make sure that your partner or your potential partner knows that, listen, if you are dishonest, I can't deal with a dishonest person. Right from the beginning, they know. But if it's something on your list, your first list, that you can do without, just study the person. Give it time. Don't let everything out of the bag. Give the person time to be themselves around you so you can judge for yourself if you are able to be comfortable and carry along, this relationship. Number 5 says, don't test your potential partner. Please, please, please don't. Don't test them. Don't create scenarios where you want to, see how they will react or see how they will behave. Don't do that. Okay, it's very similar to number 4. You need to let things play out. Don't go testing people because those tests may never happen in real life, and you might get a reaction that would blow everything up. Okay, so let things pan out naturally, and now judge for yourself the behaviors or the general reactions of your potential partner. Please, please, please don't go certain scenarios that are not realistic and all those kind of things. It won't help. I tried it, it backfired. Number 6 says your potential partner must have at least 50% of your boxes ticked, and in the order of priority. Okay, somebody will say, even if I have 2, I will take him like that. Even if I have 1, I'll take him like that. Well, from my experience, I realized that when you do your list in the order of priority and he takes at least 50% of it, and most of the time you can deal with the rest. So from 50% and upwards, yes, in order of priority. If he takes just the first and the second, or he takes the fifth and the sixth, and then the most important ones, up there, he does not take them, you're setting up yourself for failure. So please, 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 always check in order of priority. If he at least takes 50% of your most important on the list, you're good to go. Number 7, make that choice independently. Please make that choice independently. So when you finally want to take that big step, take that big decision, I know that you have people in your life that influence you positively, who have guided you, guarded you, and been with you throughout, life. And their opinions really matter to you. And that's a great thing, okay? Especially your parents, your pastors, your imams. Just take into consideration opinions that are given to you, but independently make your decision. How you feel, how you see things, it is always, always, always better for you to take your own decision. Number 8, it says, decide that you give the relationship your all, and as long as it depends on you, you make it work. Enter that marriage with your hands, your heart, your legs, your everything. Give it your 100% and say to yourself that as long as it depends on you, you're going to make this work. Okay, so my personal experience is that I grew up in a family where, my parents never fought in front of us. I have never ever seen my parents quarrel, argue, or anything, or fight in front of us. So one day I asked my mom that, why? What's happening? Do you guys never fight, or do you guys ever fight? And she said, oh, we do. But we do so behind closed doors. We do so in the comfort of our rooms. So I said to myself, wow, this is a lovely gift and a perfect gift that my parents can give to us. Such an exemplary life, a life that, I call it a life of sacrifice. And for me, it's something that I would definitely like to pass on to my children. And so as long as it depends on me, I'm going to make my marriage work. And as long as your husband or your potential partner is not an abuser, I think that any situation or every situation can be resolved depending on the two partners. So I have come to an end of the things that I did to actually choose my partner. And I hope I've been able to address the topic by letting you understand that we cannot find the ideal partner. Why? Because we are imperfect and we are fallible, okay? The only choice we have is to find someone close to the list that we have and the qualities that we are looking for. And work every day of our lives loving, forgiving, and accepting the potential partners and the partners for who they are. So I'd like to dedicate this episode to my husband. Mr. Alfred Oparisafro. I just want to say thank you for loving me. Thank you for tolerating me. Thank you for accepting me as a whole package. And as long as it depends on me, I will make this marriage work. So thank you. And for those who have listened, I hope you've picked a lesson or two. See you next week. Bye-bye.